I recently came across a fact sheet released by USCIS about STEM-related petition trends for the EB2 and the O1A visa categories from financial year 2018 to 2023. So what do these trends really tell us? Sure, a lot of people are applying for the EB2 NIW and the O1A visas, but here's the big question though. Are most of these applications actually getting approved? This is what most people ask me. And what's really driving these trends of approval? Hi, I'm Saiman Shetty, your host and founder of the Smart Green Card program. And let's dive into some interesting trends I noticed from the USCIS fact sheet about the EB2 and O1A categories recently. So this fact sheet covers data from the financial year 2022 and financial year 2023 and compares it with earlier years that USCIS has seen. So what really stood out to me was that these applications for the EB2 green cards, especially those with national interest waivers, which is also called NIWs, and O1A visas have definitely gone up. But here's the real question though. Are more of these applications actually getting approved, or you just have a bunch of applications and that's bringing down the approval rates? Let's break it down a little bit with some data. So between financial year 2021 and 2022, even though most I-140 petitions didn't have NIWs, the number with NIWs kept growing. And the percentage of EB2 applications with NIWs grew from 21% in financial year 2021 to 26% in financial year 2022. And then it jumped to 43% in financial year 2023. That's a huge jump, right? And this also means that the actual number of NIW petitions nearly doubled from around 22,000 in 2022 to 39 to 40,000 in financial year 2023. And it is very, very clear that more and more people are choosing this NIW route. There's definitely major reasons why people are going after the EB2 NIW, and I'll explain that in a little bit. But as for approvals in the STEM fields, the EB2 NIW success rate has actually soared. In 2021, there were about 7,600 approvals or so in the EB2 NIW space, which doubled to about 13 to 14,000 in 2022, and it shot up to 21 to 22,000 in 2023. Now, let's talk about the O1A visas a little bit. The demand for O1A visas is actually on the rise, with applications surging more than 30% or 29-30% from FY 2021 to FY 2022. And it also shows a steady growth in the following years as well. These days, it's so common that you may know one or the other person around you having an O1A visa. And the good thing about the O1A visa is that there are no country caps, there's no limit, so unlimited number of visas can be issued for the O1 every single year. But the unfortunate part is that it's not a green card, it's not a permanent solution. You'll still have to find a permanent solution, but it is still a solution that you can go after to legitimately secure your work status in the US. Now, in terms of O1A approvals in the STEM fields, we saw around 30% increase between 21 and 22 financial years, from around 3,500 to 4,500. But things have stayed pretty steady from financial year 2022 to 2023. Around 10 applications or so, which is insignificant. So what does this really tell us? This data shows us that both the O1A visa approvals and the EB2 NIW green cards, particularly for STEM fields, have actually been rising since 2021. This spike in approvals isn't really random. It coincides with the new USCIS policy guidance that they released in January 2022. So this new O1A visa updates shares useful examples and very helpful examples of evidence that you can use to meet those O1A criteria, particularly regarding the technical aspects of the STEM fields. So it also highlights some key factors to consider while evaluating the evidence, and you kind of get a peek into the officer's mind when you read these policy manuals as well. At the same time, USCIS has clarified how STEM graduates and entrepreneurs use the EB2 NIW option. They even emphasized how letters from the government agencies can actually strengthen their application. Now, I often get asked, should I go for the O1A or should I go for the EB1A first? Here's the difference though. The O1A visa is typically granted for an initial period of up to 3 years. You can keep renewing it in 1 year increments so long as you remain eligible. And on the other hand, the EB1A visa or green card is a direct path to permanent residency, which is a major plus. The O1A visa could be a great choice if, let's say, you are on an H1B visa and you want the freedom to work for multiple employers, or One of the cases where people have been using the O1A visa a lot are if you are an F1 visa holder, and the O1A visa can serve as a backup plan if you don't really win the lucky draw of the H1B lottery in your process. Plus, if you are already preparing for the EB1A, you will probably find that your profile kind of starts aligning with the O1A visa requirements after a while. But just because you qualify for an O1A doesn't really automatically mean that you will qualify for the higher bar that the EB1A has. So if you are on an H1B, aiming for the EB1A is actually a best long-term option, because it gives you a path to stay in the US indefinitely. And don't forget, EB2 NIW is under the EB2 category, which has long wait times. But if you need to extend your H1B status with the I-140 approval and don't have enough time to prepare for the EB1A, you could go for the EB2 NIW if you meet the criteria. We have assisted several clients of ours in similar situations, helping them with the EB2 NIW while they prepared for their EB1A green card applications. But there is a small minority of people where EB2 NIW is actually helpful to preserve their status. In majority of the cases, it's not really that helpful. I have some exciting news for anyone aiming for the O1A or EB1A green card. We have just launched the Smart Immigrant Club. It's a free community. It's a supportive community where you can find valuable resources and get your questions answered to help you on your journey. And if you're interested in joining us, please check out that link in the description. Doesn't cost you a dime. Go in there, ask all the questions that you'd like, interact with as many people as you like. It's an amazing place. Plus, you can find Smart Green Card on Instagram and LinkedIn, where we share valuable insights to help you navigate the EB1A and O1A visa processes. And after this video, please take a moment to follow us on both those platforms, because we put out such amazing content every single day. Nobody in this industry puts out as good content as us, which is practical and helps you in your journey. Your support means the world to us. It also helps us reach a lot of people in their journey to achieve the American dream. So you're not only helping yourself, which you obviously are, but you will also be helping a ton of other people indirectly to help take this message of the EB1A to them and help them go through the process. So if there are any topics you would like to cover in the next video, please let us know in the comments below. Stay tuned for daily insights on navigating the EB1A journey, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for all the guidance you need to achieve your EB1A goals. Thanks for watching, folks, and until next time, this is Saiman Shetty signing off. Peace.